You build a Morellonomicon. Doesn't that counter everything that they're doing? I'm pretty sure that just hard counters APK. I think APK have got themselves a very tried and true composition. No worries there. KT have some tough times ahead of them from what I can see. The jungle is going to be all the more important for that reason. And Malrong's going to have the early impact of all of his early impacts. He did it for a long time on Jin Air. He was able to actually create advantages. They never won, but he was able to create advantages. And maybe now, with KT having some new blood in the roster in the form of some veterans of the LCK, in Tusin especially, and Kuro, but Aiming as well has been around for a couple of years now.
Well,
still looking a bit dicey though, LS, on the KT side of things. I think someone must have got excited somewhere. It was not us, I guarantee that. But someone must have done it.
Honestly, the KT team composition just looks like something straight out of solo queue.
Did Emily Rand recently have a KT party or something like that? Is that what happened?
No
Was it
idea.
Emily's fault? She's often one of our very excited people, but so far she's been pretty upset with KT. So, I don't even know anymore. I don't know anymore. See whether they can pilot it. If they win with this comp, then my goodness, that's going to be like.
I think that's
maybe that's actually time for excitement.
Okay. And then you cause them to lose. That looks so. That looks like what's the Pokemon? Mischievous.
Oh, Mischievous.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
What a great skin on Zoe that is. Personally, I've never seen it before.
It's pretty cool.
I definitely
It actually
like
looks like an IG Zoe skin.
Yeah, I think
because it's got like that white and gray look to it.
I think after this, I'm gonna go home and charge RP onto my account.
Oh yeah.
Just so that I could get it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so you just go into the store in your League of Legends account?
That's what you do.
Like after you've opened the client, and it's
Correct.
right there for you in the client?
Correct.
And then you can just play with that skin immediately afterwards, assuming Zoe isn't banned in your game of League of Legends?
For the price that it was, yes.
Oh my goodness, that is so convenient.
And you know what? I don't even think I have Zoe, but fortunately, I can get her too.
Oh, what? And that's also just a small price of RP? Or possibly blue crystals? If you have enough accrued, which of course you have, because you've been playing too much League of Legends, much like all of us. As we're going to start this game with a Paddle Star, and Flawless going to start this game with an enemy red buff, as he had that ward prepared the entire time. No vision actually available here for KT, so it might actually screw up the jungle paths, but it's just going to be mirrored starts. As you can see, Malrong also towards the bottom side. Aiming in Tusin, playing very aggressively. You can see last game, yeah, that was not what they wanted.
Well, Hybrid and Secret losing so much HP early on, and they're not done yet.
Yeah, they're zoned out of XP.
Aiming did take a lot of damage, though, from minions. And so it's not the end of the world. Flawless up here doing red into golems. And we'll see what he ends up doing as a mix-up.
Well, he lost his raptors on the other side, so it's actually a gentleman's agreement, yeah?
About this is that Mordekaiser doesn't actually beat Ornn if the Ornn is good. And
I feel like no one actually beats Ornn.
No one does beat Ornn. Well, a few people beat Ornn.
Okay, like who?
Well, Soraka.
Oh, right, that's true. But does anyone beat Soraka? I don't think so.
Mages.
Yep.
See? That's the Holy Trinity.
Well, do you know who I'm starting to think beats Xayah?
Ashe?
Aiming in Tusin when they're angry. Seems to be a Xayah counter. As you can see how aggressively Aiming is allowed to play. Because Tusin is just right there with the Devour. Could deny turret shots, things like that.
Really good.
Play all the way up.
CS thing. And, okay, so we don't have pro view, and we weren't getting a lot of camera pans to mid lane. But I can tell you with absolute certainty that Keine messed up waves 1, 2, and 3. Because the lane should never look like this against Zoe, if you're playing right. And also, the mana, I mean, we said this in game number 1, right? It always looked like Keine was...
Bubble misses. Oh, not going to get the stun, though. Great sidestep from Kuro, but still. It's going to be a health trade that Kuro loses, but a mana trade that he wins.
And so Kuro Out of potions. Keine still has one available, but very low on mana. And Kuro, he cut the recall off. So Keine gonna pop his last potion here, probably try to expend all of it to shove this wave in. And if he does that, he might actually be able to recall into double Amp Tome. Give him a lot of power against Zoe.
Ikssu absolutely smashed that trade. As basically his full combo after the brittle was put down. Bellows Breath.
Yeah, and you can see what Kuro's doing in synergy with the Ashe Arrow.
Oh, Malrung up here towards the top side. Yeah, you're exactly
right. Stop the recall. We can see that on the mini-map, and so now Keine has...
the power of Hawkeye.
Yeah. Keine is in a really rough spot, and this is what you get when you mismanage your lane. Also, just went for a QE on Zoe instead of just pushing the wave.
Yep, and now he's going to lose that experience as well as he moves on back. Ikssu, however, has been playing this lane probably the best that I've seen him lane in a very long time.
There's a freeze for Zoe, I believe.
That's if she wants it. Sorcerer's Shoe is going to be picked up, so Keine not out of the woods as far as the mana issues are concerned just yet.
The real action is on the minimap, Atlus.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Look at all those pings.
Don't look at the screen, look at the minimap. We're going to cast from this.
I mean, someone has to look at the screen because look at that. Grand Entrance comes in and Aiming gets knocked up. Imagine if I hadn't have said that. No one would have known. Oh wait, are you saying that everyone can see
the
what's
screencasters
happening?
are laughing at you.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, it's your fault if this goes to 3 games.
Well, I mean, according to Castle John, it always is my fault. Games go to 3 games.
So, right now, SoHwan, I'm not sure what his HP is. I think that's about 650. So, SoHwan is 1 Q away. If... Wait. No, he has more than that now. Okay. Ikssu's actually very close to getting him in lethal.
Just going to breathe some hot air on him, as you could see just there with the Bellows Breath. And some of these obliterates are actually starting to land, which is good news. Ikssu able to trade pretty cleanly with his Catalyst now completed, though. Malrung going to be taking this Rift Scuttler before considering anything like a Dragon.
Sorkpan Boots was picked up by Syndra as her first item.
Yep.
Helps her get back to the lane faster, and now she's just going to use this to sustain into Lost Chapter and utilizing the second blue buff once it ends up coming up. On the even though we're not really seeing it, we're looking at bot lane right now, it's important to pay attention to top lane. Because if SoHwan's HP falls into the 700-ish area up in top, then if Ikssu knows the Ornn combo, SoHwan's just dead.
Well, I don't know whether he used the ult because that's not currently on screen. SoHwan is going to back away. Malrung takes down the Cloud Drake as Drake #1. Ocean Drake going to be the second. We have either Mountain Drake or the Infernal Drake as our souls this game, which is either of them going to be very useful. Probably Mountain being a little bit better for that of APK, but both teams really wanting the Infernal Drake.
So far,
Xayah can't have stabilized, as you can see. They're in fact ahead, I think, after they... No, even.
The thing here is SoHwan's actually down 21 CS. Now he's going to get a couple of CS here underneath this turret. Didn't use his teleport. And the only upside is KT. They do have 2 champions that can really utilize that ult CDR early because they don't itemize CDR. So AShe and Mordekaiser.
Yep.
Able to use that Cloud Drake, but Abyssal Mask coming in first. And that's another thing that I guess I didn't really talk about is the Abyssal Mask on Ornn. Such insane value against the Mordekaiser, Zoe, Tahm, and even the AShe, Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Yeah, it does magic damage.
Does deal magic damage.
As does Tongue Lash.
Yeah.
You know?
I
think about all these things.
Yeah. No? Okay.
Wait, what? Oh,
no, I'm sorry. No, sorry for breathing.
You mumbled a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe I'm not listening.
Yeah.
That might be it.
It's fine. It's fine, Atlus.
It's getting a little late, isn't it? As Ikssu probably could have gone the other direction and done a lot of damage to SoHwan there, but instead he decides to take the more cool, calm, and collected route. You'll notice, everyone, that he hasn't taken a Barmy Cinder yet. Obviously wanting to freeze this lane if he can get it into an ideal scenario. As Flawless is in trouble, but Safeguard's going to get him out of the way, and Kenny's just going to tank up All right, kick flash coming down as there's the unleashed power.
Oh,
Kuro, just the tip as Ikssu's going to put him in the ground. Portal jump, no! He's going to deny it. As in goes Malrung, he's still looking for more. A lot of damage now for this Ornn, who's taking matters into his own hands. Right at the end of that Ragnarok, gets the knock up, but not enough to actually grab the kill for anyone right here. Almost a full trade of summoner spells.
Yeah, what a close call. Ashe arrow, point blank range, what? I think, yeah, even Tahm doesn't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, you gotta test it. Gotta test it.
I have no clue what that just was. I think aiming is tilted.
I think that was an Ashe arrow. That's all I have for you. That's my follow-up.
Well, yeah, the arrow's gonna come back up soon enough. Let's take a look at this. Kuro coming in here, getting kicked.
괜찮을 것 같아. 봤다 이거.
He's up dodging.
Oh man, he dodged the
나
Q
산 것
from
같은데?
Syndra
나
damage.
살았어. 너 조심해라.
Listen, I live. Be careful.
Oh my god. That was, that should have been way worse. That was about the only way you could have timed that correctly, as Q lands somehow. Flawless wasn't even ready for that. The SoHwan moving on down, Tusin making a roam up. They're expecting a bit of a battle here. But Syndra was on a reset, so this is really dangerous for APK. Call of the Forge God on cooldown still, as is the Dragon Rage kick, but not for too much. Sorry,
They're gonna respect it.
As
Secret here as
dive
well.
on in, and Tusin just goes straight back down towards the bottom side to trade this for some turret plates. But that's exactly what Shelly means. She means turret plates in a lane that you want them. We'll see where Flawless is actually going to go with this. As Ikssu has the opportunity to teleport down if you would like to. Hybrid with teleport as well, but it is on cooldown, and Iksu's actually just going to walk on over there, wanting to save the teleport for a more reactionary one, and not wanting to walk into any sort of four-man dive, because of course there are a couple of members that are invisible on this map right now. Ikssu will turn up before the last couple of turret plates have gone down.
And at this point, you know that Ornn, very close to Abyssal Mask, also going to end up getting the Merc Treads there. Ornn Ultimate coming out, not really sure what...
He's clearing him anyway with it.
Yeah, I guess, okay.
Pair it with the Q,
Definitely.
it does work out relatively well as Secret. Sorry. Yeah, Secret is going to be bouncing around. He, in fact, has Eye of the Herald.
Now, it looks like Ornn is going to die down here in bot lane. Oh, no, ends up actually sniffing out or seeing the Olaf.
All right.
Not going to be...
The Spidey senses tingling there as Hybrid and Flawless both going to take the money from this one. Flawless wanting to keep scaling into a mid-game where he's not going to be useless.
And they're going to get first turret of the game.
Wow, winning the race with Shelly.
Yeah. Ornn building Merc Treads, just in case maybe anything gets a little bit dicey down here. Ocean Dragon is up. Second charge, I believe, is going to hit.
Yeah. Actually, maybe some damage availability here as well, as Flawless does have the flanking position. So on trying to clear out the minions as Obliterate gets soaked by the Guardian.
Oh!
And okay, Q's going to land from Flawless, but doesn't actually go in. He had kick available.
Yeah, I just don't think that...
Probably not worth
Yeah,
taking the risk.
Mordekaiser can cancel it with the Death Realm, yep. And Hybrid ends up getting the second turret in top lane, and you know, I always talk about it, that's often a luxury turret. You normally don't get access to that unless you have the Baron buff.
But it's a money turret as well, and you can see Hybrid, gets all of that money, turns it into Berserker's Greaves and Essence Reaver quite early for the Xayah, and has accelerated past Aiming, who's still yet to complete the Blade of the Ruin King. I like the decision out of APK, who now find themselves about 800 gold in the lead.
Oh, Keine in mid lane with GLP 800, which is really surprising. Doesn't feel like there's enough champions on the side of KT that are really affected by it all that much. And also, the way that APK is going to conduct their team fights is mostly through Ornn engages and then poking in long range.
That's the flash
of Syndra.
Oh my goodness, look at this flanking teleport from Ikssu. He's going to have to call the Ornn Horn, but the arrow's going to miss. This could be the team fight. Quickness flies on through, but it's a trade 1-for-1 as Flawless has found the Zoe. But Kuro is able to make it out. Now Malrung is going to land the undertow. Q lands there from Flawless. Battlestar collected on the way through. It's a battle on two fronts, but that was an exciting one. Bottom side, Kuro just absolutely outplaying Flawless.
And so Keine and Flawless end up dying. So
In
the
trade
gold
for
score,
actually just Tusin, so that worked out in KT's favor.
yeah.
And a pretty massive swing, in fact, about 1,000 gold. Going to be switched back on KT's side, and now it's them with about a 200 gold lead. Mountain Soul is the soul that we have available for ourselves now.
Now,
We're
we're
going
just
to
taking
see
a
how
look
we
at
do.
this. Keine trying to run up to top lane, and realistically, there's no reason to do this. They know that they have the victory up there. Kuro gets the heal activation, and Flawless
Oh, I hated that being slow motion. It was so depressing.
ends up being killed. And again, see this on the minimap. There's no reason for Syndra to be running up the way that she is. You just push in mid lane at this point, you can end up getting turret plates. Also, the minion wave if Zoe goes up there, because it's already looking like it's easily a 1-for-0, but if you end up going 1-for-1, it's still a win for you if you get XP and plates in mid.
Good point. The Ornn hasn't finished the Abyssal Masks just yet. Probably going to be coming out relatively soon. Searing Charge will get Ikssu away from Kuro. Kuro's in a great spot now. Still very even on the farm, but 1-0-1, and Zoe moving into a mid-game with any sort of advantage is a frightening prospect. Kuro has been, in the past, a pretty good Zoe player. Hasn't found exactly the success on the Zoe so far in this season of the LCK, like we wanted to see from him. We'll see whether this game is going to be able to change that. Another arrow comes in, and Hybrid just caught out of position. The stun doesn't last for long enough, because of course the range was not quite there as Blade Caller will clear out the minions. Hybrid survives for now. He wants a QSS, ASAP.
A minute and a half until the dragon ends up coming up. So they still have a little bit of time. No Abyssal Mask yet completed. Very strange.
Yeah.
As he even picked up a cloth armor. So we'll see what ends up going on here. Now, if the LCK is going to stay true to course, we're going to have an Oblivion Orb picked up on Syndra next in the face of magic resistances.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Being picked up by KT.
I didn't even need to talk about it. Zoe's also going to collect one. It's just how things work. It's one of those, okay, Ikssu gonna flash, and still hit by the bubble, but Bellows Breath is a hell of an ability. He's going to be able to use that to get out of the way. Clears the control ward as well as KT. Looking for Shirley, trying to even up the Rift Herald numbers, and they should be able to do so with all of their control towards this top side of the map. Keine here does have Cleanse. Not going to help him get out of a Death Realm or anything like that. As yes, Shirley does fall. Wallace is making his way down. SoHwan sensing it. We'll just go back. Another minion wave's going to come in. APK will lock that one down. So the outer, well actually, the third turret goes down. Outer and mid still up.
Yeah. Shuttle Crab will be picked up by APK. That can be really valuable for the fight, but if Secret dies for nothing.
Oof, the bubble was very, very close.
It'll be all for naught, yeah.
Outer in the mid also going down there as Ikssu unable to find the Bellows Breath onto Shirley. Shirley is going to be taken down before she gets her secondary charge. Hawk shot. Flying on in. There's a very valuable tool for KT in these moments as Ikssu has been gifted a flanking position.
Yeah.
Call of the Forge got available, but no flashes there.
Oh!
SoHwan! Not sure why he was walking there as Flawless. Easy able to lock down that kill. Wrong place, wrong time, and disconnected from his team in its entirety.
This is going to be really, really sad for KT. Ornn, who's got 6 armor and I think 5 magic resist, so...
Well, that's only going to get worse.
That's... Well, yeah, it'll end up getting way bigger later on, so probably end up equating to about 780, 800 plus gold maybe for Ornn in the way later stages of the game, but...
And the ornaments are only going to increase that as well. As, yeah. Good night, Sweet Maud. I believe that was actually blind, so shout-outs to APK. That control ward wasn't actually there yet.
There's the Oblivion Orb on Syndra. Yep. So let me get another photo.
No, take the photo when it's a book. Come on, don't get ahead of yourself.
All right.
Because if he builds Void Staff after this, then he's just trying to kill Aiming in one rotation.
That's fine.
Which I actually think is genius. Also, Mordekaiser doesn't have
remember,
any yet either.
This is a Mountain Soul game.
True.
So, in this game, if APK keeps getting these resistances, it's going to become so hard for the Ashe and the Zoe to realistically deal damage.
And the Mordekaiser. Of course, Mordekaiser and Ashe are really their consistent damage dealers on this team, given Mordekaiser's passive and the damage potential on that one, standing alongside the Liandry's. Zoe more of that burst style. But none of them really true AoE or anything like that. As far as Grievous wounds is concerned, like even if there was healing, wouldn't be great. As in goes Ikssu, Devour going to be used by Tusin as Aiming. He answers back with an arrow of his own. Ikssu gets out of there though. Really beautifully with the buffered Searing Charge. And now the dive into the backline is on as SoHwan throws out the Death Realm, but Hybrid's just fighting him 1v1. SoHwan not wanting it whatsoever. And a gentleman's agreement ensues. And a few ultimates are going to be scattered. Otherwise, both teams agree to disengage.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser just not quite strong enough to really 1v1. So ended up selecting Hybrid, which is a little bit surprising. Baron is up. KT not going to be able to take it, or even attempt to take it, I don't think, right now.
Not at 20 minutes, not with the confidence they have. Ashe will be good at it later on.
Yep, Mordekaiser as well with the Torment.
Kuro.
No, this is where the Ornn items are going to start coming in soon.
So we need Keine to go straight towards Irabidons right now. That's what we need.
If you're a fan of Ornn.
Yep. Or
Keine.
if you're a fan of having more stats.
Yeah.
You know, that would also be a reason. As the Ornn hasn't actually upgraded any of his own items just yet, so not a huge deal. Ikssu tanking that arrow was pretty impressive, as we're going to have a look at Hybrid's time in the Death Realm. As he very much wants to take this, but he walks all the way back to the rest of his team.
A little surprising, he actually, when Mordekaiser had showed that they weren't going to fight, and when he was saying he wasn't going to fight, he didn't seem to look at any of his teammates' monitors, which was a little surprising.
That has been a thing that's happened a couple of times. Allegedly. I haven't seen myself, so I wouldn't actually know. As we've got our first Ornn upgrade. Secret has taken his first arrow to the face, and he didn't like it very much. Battle Dance going to get him out of there as Keen finds his own orb, throws it onto Tusin as Trouble Bubble goes wide. Oh no, that's a void. That's a blasting one. So.
You already know, Atlus.
I know, I'm very
Get the
sad.
camera ready.
But Molten Edge can be built next, so that's great.
Yes, and then Black Cleaver is going to be the item to follow.
As well as the Fireforge Cape, which is a very nice one. As damn, Kuro is taking this game, putting it on his back, and doing the very best he can with it. APK do have a slight lead, but this is the realm of Zoe right now as Secret. Grand Entrance and Battle Dance gets him around that little geometry equation there in the mid lane as Aiming. Throwing out the autos, they're scary when that Q has been applied, but not so much just yet.
35 seconds.
Starting to hit real hard.
Until the Mountain Dragon is up, and that's another really, really big objective for APK to try to ensure that they get. Really going to help out the Ornn and the Lee Sin, as well as even the Rakan.
Bottom side minion wave is actually fantastic for APK in this instance. Top side, not so much, but they're not fighting around the Baron at this point. So 7 seconds time, they will have entire ownership of this Dragon area. And getting 4 Mountain Drakes, man, for this composition would feel so good.
Oh, Ornn's stats would be so gross.
Yeah.
As they're bursting it.
Yeah, the Ornn, they're actually looking for a re-engage at the same time. Can they do it all is the question. As Secret witness into the backline, and the arrow is going to snag him undertow. Doesn't actually work, as now Flawless was looking for a bit of an insect play, but doesn't find SoHwan with the kick. In fact, it's still off cooldown. Threw in the Death Realm, but was unable to find anything with it. And he also has an Oblivion Orb.
And they both do. And the thing about this...
You sound so upset.
I really am. So, the magic resistance is being amplified by APK. The fact that they're going to pick up MR. Why are you getting Magic Pen? There is...
Engagement onto SoHwan. Yep, Devour is going to come in. The Q somehow lands onto Tusin, as there's the kick back onto Aiming, but he's got Flash. Flawless didn't. Well, actually he did. He used it for the engagement and just throws away his life. It looked sexy. I don't know whether it was a great maneuver, though. That was a hijack flash there from Kuro.
Completely useless Lee Sin. Flash for no reason whatsoever. All of their jungle camps are up. They have a side wave in top that they need to handle. They're looking for a reset. They've been sitting on so much gold. It's just completely pointless. Even if you end up killing Aiming there, you don't necessarily get the Baron by any means.
Yeah, and you also need to get Tusin's flash if that's going to be a win anyway. So as we have a look at the team fight, as soon as the aggro went onto Secret, I liked that he tried to get out of there. The arrow snagging him. Mercury's Treads helps him there also.
And Malrang just not able to do anything in that as well. And just take a look at this fight. It's over. There's no reason to push on. APK can easily turn around. They have a top wave coming in. All the jungle camps are coming up. And for some reason, Flawless just wants to commit a 5-minute cooldown to get 300 gold. That is not necessary to end the game, and I'm getting the camera out for this one. That's going on Instagram.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So
your Instagram account is going to be so packed when you first make it. My
about
God.
This is the enemy team has 2 Mountain Drakes, so they're getting amplified resistances, but then they're going to get QSSs later in the game. So the 15 magic penetration that you're getting from Morello is irrelevant, and there's no healing on the side of APK.
Yeah.
There was... I don't know.
Well, there's also a couple of people knocked up on the side of KT and a dead Tahm Kench. Timothy Kenchins heads to the Death Realm, and APK heads to the inner turret in mid lane. We should talk to River about Timothy Kenchins as well, and Sir Thomas Kench.
Just put Nemesis's photo there.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Bubble lands onto the Ornn, but he just bellows breaths it away. And SoHwan is splitting on the bottom side. Baron's still available. And we've got a Mountain Drake spawning in 1 minute and 50 seconds. But now the Drakes have been evened up, and as more and more of these mountains come in, it's just the worst feeling. For a Zoe that was trying to hard carry the game by herself, it's exactly the Drake you do not want your team that you're against to be stacking. Now Hybrid. No
and
QSS
Hybrid can beat him 1v1.
Well, he's going to try to. Can't get hit by all of the abilities as Death Realm does come in, and he's just dead. The 1v1 was so easy from this quite fed Xayah.
And I'm thinking that what really did him in there was he didn't have the Morello to reduce the healing on the Doran shield.
Oh, that's true.
So I think that's what was making that fight really close.
Yeah, I think maybe if you check in the precision tree of the runes as well, I think maybe the lifeline one was there, giving the lifesteal.
Right, so now that he completed the Morello...
It's actually compounded just how valuable that Morello is. You should probably take a photo
I mean, take a look at this right here. Look at Xayah's healing. Yeah, she healed about 120, I believe.
Yeah.
During all of that, so...
I think she absolutely took enough damage to die with that one obliterate that was able to be landed.
Yeah.
And now we are 800 gold away from QSS, so that is the last time Hybrid is going to be able to just have fun in the Death Realm. And actually, to be honest, I wouldn't build a QSS this game. I'd just keep building damage because you want to be taken to the Death Realm. Sounds good to have a free kill. There's another one coming in. The Call of the Forge God will get Aiming out of the way of it, but Tusin should be falling here. Oh god, the Tahm Kench dying so quickly. So I believe that was Kuro in amongst everything with a portal jump. It's Trouble Bubble very close to the backside of Keine.
This is another Mountain Dragon that's coming up. Look at Ornn's resistances right now at 14. This is only with 2 items.
And they're so rounded as well. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, just so evenly spread. There's double magic damage, double physical damage on KT's side. Oh, love to see it. As there is the third Mountain Drake, and there is legitimate stacking of stats right now. I mean, that was like 10 of each, right?
Right, and
there,
they're threatening
more. As
Mountain
Aiming's
Soul.
dead.
Yeah, Aiming is dead.
Some double lift lane positioning from a very long time ago. I don't think he makes that mistake anymore as Aiming. He's going to get flash devoured by Tusin, but it might be giving away more as Hybrid takes things into his own hands. The Blade Call is going to be there. It rips through the Tahm Kench as now SoHwan has Keine on the back line. A Secret now very low, but he is still going to be all right. Hybrid finally died, but in goes Flawless, in goes Ikssu. Great stun onto SoHwan, but he's not dead yet. Kuro picks up the Q, and Flawless gets revenge. It is going to be Secret falling down as Keine cleanses nothing, and there's the orb that's going to seal Malrong's fate, but not after. He grabs a double kill. SoHwan, the last man standing against Ikssu and Flawless.
And what a bloody team fight that is going to all end up resulting in a really big win for APK at the end of the day. We're taking a look at this pass replay. The Ornn Ram comes out. Tahm is not able to do anything. Malrong just forced to sit there. Eventually Ragnarok and run away. Aiming caught out here in top lane. Abyssal Voyage, you can see Tusin running to get into range. Teleport comes in. Tusin even commits a flash for this. As the exhaust comes down onto Hybrid. Like you said, takes matters into his own hands. Malrong got on top of him. Death Realm was cast onto Keine. As Secret ends up running away. Flawless lands the kick onto SoHwan, doesn't get the bounce back into Malrong, but then lands the fade away. You know the Mortal Kombat thing, like the whoopsie? You know what I'm talking about? That's exactly what Kuro was just thinking.
Stuck in my head.
As Liu Kang just jumped right on him.
It's the bicycle legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite abilities.
And they need to make a Liu Kang Lee Sin skin.
Is one of them Liu Kang-ish?
No, I don't think so.
I don't even have
or
one of those,
just get a Kung Lao one.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like...
I mean, there are a lot of options for Lee Sin skins that come out of Mortal Kombat.
High Noon is like the cowboyish hats and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's make a High Noon Lee Sin skin.
Well, I mean, if think about the easiest chroma possible. It's like the Scorpion version. You could make that a Lee Sin skin. Scorpion, like Reptile, like
that's
Sub-Zero.
Shen.
I mean, I guess, yeah, Shen. But
Atlus.
no, but after the rework, it's not Shen anymore.
I don't want to hear it.
It's not Shen anymore after the rework. There is now space for it. Once again, as I've seen this play before, honestly, as Tusin's going to get engaged on, immediately taken down with Devour off cooldown, as someone puts someone in the death realm, but honestly, it doesn't matter. He's just wandering around, waiting to die. He's so anemic on this Mordekaiser, and APK, they'll walk to the Baron, and it's looking like the 2-0 that was written down in the script.
So APK, right now, they're looking like they're going to get the Baron for free. Malrong does not have flash. There's not a blast cone that's available. Secret.
Oh, I thought Kuro was going to go for it, but it doesn't happen. Flawless locks down the Baron. He's got himself his Obsidian Cleaver. We see how close he is to the Guardian Angel when he goes back home. Let's have a look at the replay once again, because this is just exactly what Ikssu's done all game.
In the middle of the map, they have Enchanted, or they have Hawkshot, they have Blue Trinkets, they have ways to check the Baron. There is zero reason to be in the middle of the map. Because this is always just what's going to happen to you.
Yep.
So APK feeling relieved right there.
Very happy with how this game's going so far, and as you should. It's 1 minute to go before the Mountain Soul will be available.
And here's the thing. You have a Lee Sin sitting there with 151 armor, 87 magic resist. He's only going to get tankier. Syndra getting the Zhonya's Paradox.
Yeah, Zhonya's
caster,
Paradox.
By the way.
Zhonya's Rolex, as I like to call it. You can call it by its correct name if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. No big deal. 30 seconds until the Mountain Drake is picked up.
Could you... We should petition Riot to turn Morellonomicon into another ornament item and call it Forbidden Book. That would actually be amazing.
Oh, man.
I mean, if people insist on buying it, you may as well make it an
ornament. I'm really looking forward to is when they buff
it. Don't buff it. It's fine. It's a good situational item in certain moments.
Yeah.
And there are other items you can buy.
Yeah.
At all times.
Atlus, who's that guy behind you?
Oh no, please! Okay, well, KT are trying to defend this Baron buff that APK are sending towards them. They haven't made any moves just yet. They're only 4,000 gold in the lead. And APK just trying to take as much money off this map as possible. 4 members pushing in, and Hybrid does a lot of damage. Move past this inhibitor turret, take down the inhibitor. And Malrang is just looking to... He's denying souls. That's what he's doing. Whereas Ikssu's like, I'm winning the game, my friend. Half the health bar of Kuro just taken down by a ram alone, as that is a lot of damage onto these Nexus turrets. Malrang just goes back immediately, understanding that there's 5v5 that might just end the game. It has started off. Tusin has to eat the Greyhound so early as Malrang. He doesn't have a Soraka this time. This Olaf unable to do as much as the flash forward from Keine. Gets the stun onto Aiming, but he finds himself on the fountain. Malrang also still has his GA, but they don't have Nexus turrets. They've been taken down. Hybrid up into the sky with his Feather Storm as Kuro not going to be able to do anything to stop this one. And the 2-0 for APK Prince against KT.
They end up winning. And, you know, I mean, we predicted